Good morning, everyone. So it's no secret to all of us here that environmental concern is on the rise amongst all segments of the population. Issues surrounding sustainability are no longer solely the purview of scientists and politicians. Biodiversity decline, resource use, and of course, climate change are common topics of conversation that you hear every day amongst everyday people. And so it follows that increasingly, growing consumer segments expect the businesses they support to embrace values that are important to them, like sustainability. People want to feel that their hard-earned money is going to support businesses and to purchase products that have some sort of meaningfully regenerative backbone in their operation. So enters the problem of greenwashing. Some companies prefer to promote superficially sustainable initiatives rather than spend the resources and effort to truly change anything environmentally impactful about their operations. Greenwashing distorts the market by making it difficult for consumers to find reliable information that they can trust. And so it creates confusion and makes it more difficult to build something truly sustainable. This morning, we are happy to introduce our solution to this problem, EcoPath. EcoPath aims to create a regenerative future by empowering consumers with the information that they need to make the right purchase decisions for themselves and for the environment. We're a mobile-based application where consumers can find reliable information on the products they're buying and the businesses they're supporting, and businesses can showcase the good work they're doing towards creating a truly regenerative economy. We're aiming to create a community, a forum, where firms and consumers can build meaningful relationships and begin the work of creating a sustainable market. So, let's learn a little bit more about how it works.
So last year we presented you with the map-based functionality for EcoPath. And this year we improved such a feature, and now users have access to an even more detailed map to find regenerative business in their chosen area. So in this feature, users can put down the room preferences by setting features such as the type of diet they're interested in, being vegan, vegetarian, gluten-free, the characteristic of the product, being cruelty-free and locally made ones, the price range, and many more. Also, in this part of the app, users can have access to unique local offers and discounts. They also increase according to the user's activity in the app, meaning the quantity of reviews they do, and also the sustainable decisions that they upload in the app. Also in that part, users can have access to a summary information of the business, their contact, and their sustainability impact. This year, going beyond the map-based functionality, EcoPath has undergone an evolution, and now we presented you with a scan-based functionality. Basically, in this function, users can have a help right in the reach of their hands by scanning the product with their cell phone cameras, and EcoPath will provide them reliable sustainability information on the product for them to do a more conscious choice. Basically, EcoPath uses a cross-referencing between the product barcode and different databases on sustainability. And in that way, we provide the users with a general sustainability rating and other detailed information and scores. With this rating and scores, users also receive alternatives that are more sustainable, their prices, and where to buy. That they can also check in the map-based part. So, to get more into it and understand a little bit more of our proposal and this functionality of the database, we'll get deeper into it.
So, when it comes to providing the sustainability score for each of these products, and how we're going to do is that we're going to primarily utilize three databases. The first one will be Label Insight by Nielsen IQ, which provides information on most products that are available in supermarkets, including barcodes, product attributes, and also, most importantly, the ingredients. And the two other databases are EcoInvents, which are for agricultural and food products, and Cosmo Europe, for cosmetic products. So once a user scans the barcode, the information about the ingredients will be retrieved from the Label Insight database, and it will be cross-referenced with the life cycle impact from either EcoInvents or Cosmo Europe, based on what type of product they are. And once these data obtained, regarding their impact within each environmental category. It will be put up into our model and our formula, and then the final score will be calculated. Now, the weight on each of these environmental impact will be set by users as the preference in the user profile. Moving on to user profiles, users can track their history on the app, what they purchased, their environmental impact, and how they improved it. And also they can set their preferences regarding which environmental impact category is more important to them, and also their dietary habits, or even if there are any allergies they have, which might help them to refine the suggestions they're going to get through the app or their searches. They can also provide ratings for the quality of the service provided by the businesses. Businesses also get access to have a profile in the app. They can give out a summary of the company, the product, the services they offer, the price ranges, the availability of products in the stocks. And also they can communicate their sustainability strategies, goals, activities, or everything that they make, and how they conduct their businesses, which has mitigated the environmental impact. They can also share the certification and also get feedback from consumers regarding the quality of the service they provide. Now moving on to the revenue channels, we are going to design the revenue stream mostly based on granting access to businesses regarding the data on how consumers behave on the app. What are the products and services they are more likely to search for them, the environmentally conscious consumers also, what you're talking about, and they can get information on what are the preferences regarding the environmental impact. So they can recalibrate their marketing and communication strategies, and even the future sustainability strategy based on what is important to this demographic. And the other source of revenue would be through providing a platform for advertising. This advertisement would be through push notification and in-app banners when a business wants to communicate the new improvement they made to either how they conduct the business, or new offer, new product, new services they have. They can do it through this feature by having a push notification sent out to the consumers, of course, based on the preferences, based on the history of the consumers that they might be interested in following up with that offer. Now, moving on to the impact of this business, of this plan, this idea.
So we're also convinced that EcoPub will have strong social and environmental impact. So regarding the consumers, we expect an increased number of conscious decisions based on the information of sustainable products and services. As well, we in this case mitigate health risk for them because they will be enabled with the information on safety of the products. When it comes to the businesses, they will be encouraged to improve their sustainability practices in order to attract new clients already registered on the app. Also, we will emphasize the enabling access to the market for small and medium-sized enterprises because they become known with a larger audience. And finally, environment. So we expect an increased number of choices of sustainability products and services with zero impact. We will measure the impact using the metrics which you can see on the annual report. Particularly, of course, we will refer to the application statistics such as number of direct purchases on the platform, the number of scanning, and also we will measure the number of promo codes used outside the app to form the partners.
Like pollinators in an ecosystem, well-informed consumers are essential to the healthy function of any marketplace. By doing our part to create such an open, transparent marketplace, we're hoping to lay the foundations of a regenerative future from the bottom up. The incentive to embrace sustainability already exists, both for cost-conscious firms and for environmentally savvy consumers. We think that together, we can all create thriving marketplaces, abundant ecosystems, and strong communities. We need only take the right path. EcoPath for a regenerative future. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Yazid, if you have any question?
I only have one question that was, I don't think was highlighted on the presentation, but on the project. It is very cost heavy, especially the beginning stages. I can see you have like a 6% app development. Do you already have any ongoing partnerships or on how to have that basis on the actually you have the website or application, or is it already on the go? Is the website already going?
Yes, so if I can initially comment. The work of, really engineering and building the app is something that we plan for the coming year. And yeah, the number is based on the low end of the average cost for engineering, quality assurance testing, maintenance, and things of that sort. We have worked this year to forge some partnerships with at least one company local to the Milan area, and they're interested in forging a community amongst B corporations and other similar enterprises. So we're in the early stages of that process, but we're not totally alone here. So yeah, we are hoping to have some assistance with that initial push. And again, after the initial push, that is the work of making this thing be built. So after that initial push, we do expect that costs will level out. Hopefully lower. Anything to add?
Very presentation, this project, and I find out about. I have a question about the numbers of subscriptions that you may apply in years. Because if you were in the school, your revenue schemes is based on pay-per-click and advertising, right? And so it's really important how many customers you get in your life. How do you think increase people from the right to the years? So it takes some years that it's good, because the money is essential. How do you think what's the number of subscriptions?
Well, from the beginning, we're not going to go into mostly the data play, so it's going to be through data monetization mostly. So we're going to make sure that companies have access to these data, of course, following the regulations set in place by the national and international bodies, that how they can communicate, basically the marketing tool for the companies. Now, when it comes to how to increase subscriptions, so we have devised some plans. For instance, we're talking about student events, and students are really into being more conscious of presenting this app as some way that they can find offers and discounts for things that they're interested in their areas. So initially, we're going to go with going after young students and young people in cities like, for example, Milan or even in the city of Geneva. We had to talk to some people in the University of Geneva about this association there that we can push this app to these people, to these consumers, young people, so that we build a grassroots of users from these communities first, and then we're going to move on to other demographics. But our first demographic would be through students and through student events, associations. Again, we also have talked to some student associations in our university, and also personally, I did this in the University of Geneva, since I'm there. So it's a good communication with them that we can start pushing after them.
Just to piggyback on that, our marketing department is discussing different sort of public-private partnerships for really doing that initial marketing push, like, just for example, sponsoring the compost collection for a community event, something like that. So keeping with the ethos of the brand, trying to truly regenerate a business.
If I may add, I think it's time to admit that social media is a powerful tool. So if you see our target, our representative, our charities on the third page, you will see that such kind of person can actually attract the audience through social media, and I think it's also can be used for that monetization. It's a part.